Once again, I welcome you to Tayo Aderinokun Hall, venue for this very special event, where a public lecture titled The Climate Crisis and the Global Energy Transition, Challenges and Opportunities will be taking place. This event is built to hold for 90 minutes, and the habitat of this game is our very own acting Vice Chancellor, who is a referee that does not give extra time. At this juncture, may I respectfully refer to Professor Lucien Obina to take over proceedings.
Nigerians follow thee to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and mind, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
And it's known in every country that sometimes when an event is about to take place, you set up a committee. It's either you reconstitute such committees when you have subsequent events, or you dissolve such committees and reconstitute another one, or you maintain that committee. But we have an LOC for life. Every other LOC has to be dissolved and reconstituted. Serving this afternoon as our acting Vice Chancellor in the absence of our very own Professor Folashade Tolulope Olushola, OON, FAS, the 13th Vice Chancellor and the first female Vice Chancellor, the only LOC for life, our Deputy Vice Chancellor, Management Services, Professor Lucien Obina Chukwu. A round of applause for him. Professor of Marine. The Cabinet Bank Commissions of my acting Vice Chancellor.
Is to uphold that great heritage, we are the nation's pride. First choice is scholarship and excellence, creating knowledge and character. Producing exemplary global leaders, God bless UNILAG. Indeed, and in truth, we rise beyond the skies. Our mission is to uphold a great heritage, we are the nation's pride. Indeed, and in truth, we rise beyond the skies. Our mission is to uphold a great heritage, we are the nation's pride. Great Akoka! Great Akoka! Greatest Akoka!
This lecture, which is being given today by the Deputy Minister and Special Envoy for International Climate Action at the German Federal Office in Berlin, by Jennifer Morgan, is indeed very topical, very contemporaneous, and that is the reason that this will be a public lecture with a little difference. Jennifer this afternoon will spend less than 30 minutes, probably 20, to highlight the issues that goes and revolves around the climate crisis, the global energy transition, the challenges and opportunities. She will just set the tone and the agenda. And it will now be for us to make this an interactive session where we'll expect questions from the audience, comments, discussions. So as to also bring out very great insights of the Nigerian perspective on the issues of climate crisis and climate action. Jennifer Morgan has been State Secretary and Special Representative for International Climate Policy at the Federal Foreign Office since March 2022. Born in April in the city of Richwood, New Jersey, she studied political science and international relations at Indiana University, Bloomington, and received a master's degree in international affairs at the American University in Washington, D.C. In her professional career, Jennifer Morgan held various leadership positions, including Director of the Global Climate Campaign International, Director of the Climate Program of the think tank World Resources Institute. She was also a member of the Scientific Advisory Board of the Potsdam Institute for Climate Impact Research and the Council for Sustainable Development of the federal government. Before her assignment to the Federal Foreign Office, from 2016 to 2022, she was Managing Director of the environmental organization Greenpeace International. And to crown it all, Jennifer Morgan lives in Berlin and has German citizenship. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming our distinguished lecturer for this afternoon, the Honorable State Secretary of the International Climate Policy in Berlin, and today she will be speaking to us on the climate crisis and the global energy transition, challenges and opportunities. Jennifer Morgan.
Motivated young people here. Thank you for being here. You're why I'm here. Nothing against the not as young people who are here. But I think I can imagine that you're working hard and studying hard to move your country to beyond its great status now into a new level of development and prosperity. And I have to say, you're studying at a key moment in your nation's history, and if I may say so, in world history. Why is that? Well, I'm going to tell you, that's what I wanted to share with you a little bit today. Because we are now, in this moment, experiencing multiple crises. We know this. Debt crisis for many developing countries, development, energy crisis, challenge, but this green transition can also be the chance for a better life, for more social justice and equitable development. And I think the steps we need to get there, well, they're quite clear. You may have read about them in various studies. They've been outlined there, but they come along with tough choices in every single country around the world. And I wanted to tell you just briefly a little bit about Germany and how we in Germany and Europe, what choices we've made to go along this transformation pathway. Because we know that in the years to come, transformative change it'll be just imperative for sustainable growth. So we in Germany, we're in the middle of our energy transition. We must diversify our economy away from fossil fuels, from greenhouse gas intensive production, consumption, and export to keep a stable and prosperous economy. Relying on fossil fuel intensive production of steel, cement, automobiles, all the products that make Germany the economic, let's say, powerhouse that we are, well, it's become a risky economic strategy. And Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine, well, it came with a lesson for us. As 55% of our imports of fossil fuels were from Russia. And so we had to phase those out quickly. And that brought home to us that energy security to us, well, it means accelerating renewable energy, the build out of renewable energy and the phase out of fossil fuels. And a key ingredient to that, well, that's national policy. Not a revolutionary thing, but it really matters. Costs, it causes damage to the economy, and it destroys livelihoods. And the longer we wait to change things, and that's especially important here, and Professor noted, this is a dialogue, so I want to share my thoughts, but I really want to hear from you, because I think for younger people, we can't wait to change, because the longer that we wait to change things, the worse it's going to get. So the sooner we act, the better. Because we know that rising global temperatures, well, they're leading to more extreme weather events, more frequent floods and droughts, often leaving governments and communities struggling to feed their people. And this climate crisis, well, it is deeply unjust. And it impacts the citizens of the poorest countries the most. And in the last days, you mentioned it as well, we just need to look at what is happening and hitting in communities of Kenya and Tanzania with the floods in that whole region. After months of drought, well, now you have heavy rainfall, and it's costing lives. It's washing away people's livelihoods in a tragic way. And I think this year, Southern West Africa, including your country, have faced prolonged periods of intense heat, with severe impacts on health and on agriculture. And as this climate crisis progresses, such extreme weather like this will soon be more the norm, be happening more often. The data presented by the World Economic Forum showed that climate change is likely to cause an additional 14.5 million deaths worldwide by 2050, not to mention the economic losses. And this is what we need to change, because we cannot and must not look away from this crisis. Thus, we need to take a double approach to tackle the climate crisis. We need to invest in adaptation, in resilience, to build infrastructure that's resilient to climate impacts, including the energy sector, or resilient agriculture, such as climate-resistant crops. And I think this is an area of priority for many countries, developing countries not only, but I think if you're looking at how you continue to feed your people and you have then droughts come in. I wanted to also just share what I've learned, but I'm keen to learn also from all of you what the opportunities of a transition here in Nigeria could be. I think here to make energy accessible and affordable for all, which is clearly a top priority. So if you have that front and center,